My name is Ron.
And my name is LaShawn.
Welcome back to the 3-Minute Marriage Moment. Well, we're going to start off something new this week.
Well, we have a series of questions from people who want to be married, and they wanted to know how come we couldn't include some of our marriage knowledge for singles into this. So we wanted to do a series that we wanted to share with everybody, and it's called 7 Things That Make Marriage Work. So those who are single, looking to be married, or in engaged or dating relationships, definitely these are videos you want to share with your friends and take some notes yourself. And also, it's going to be very, very helpful for those who are already married or have been married and in transition. So we want you to get some things. And we're going to, do we want to share them once a week or just give it off? Okay.
Let's do them once a week.
So we want to start with number 1.
The first one is preparation. Whether you're married or single, there has to be preparation in the relationship. You know, far as concerned with that is premarital. You definitely got to have that, especially singles. You know, don't believe the myth that, you know, you don't need premarital. Trust me.
Yeah.
We know it after we've been married, and we wish we would have extensive long time of premarital.
Absolutely. What we find in a lot of marriage counseling is that couples do more preparation for the wedding and planning for a wedding than they actually do being together. And this is aside from money, but some of the things that we find couples run into, and these are classic things, and of course, everybody has their own special circumstances, but one is financial preparation. Not being prepared financially, not that you could ever have enough money necessarily to make marriage easy, but if you don't have the financial strains or the misconceptions or the assumptions about how a person handles money, how you handle your own finances, that's really huge. The second thing we would say in that premarital is closing doors to your past. Sometimes people have skeletons jumping out of their closet 10 or 15 years after they're married. And those skeletons tend to be any number of things. Tax issues, relationships issues, exes, Facebook, emails, texts coming from people who you shouldn't be getting texts from, and closing those doors to your past.
Yeah, not only that, and singles and married people, you know, singles, why we say that is that it's good to share, because you don't want nobody walking down the street one day, right? So you just happen to be married to your spouse and say, I know him. I was married to him, or I was with her, or that was my old girlfriend. Yeah, girl, is it good? You know, or that type of thing. You want to make sure you share that with that other person. Otherwise, they're going to be like knocked in the loop like, what's that? Who was that? And if you never talked about it, and married couples, let me tell you, you need to share. You need to talk about your past. Oh, they don't need to know my past, but they need to share. You know, this is like preparation, and even being married, you know, because it would be a surprise if I just found out that my wife had a baby and she never told me about it. You know, that would jack me up.
That would be kind of messed up.
Yeah, that would be really messed up.
And taking some time to actually discuss these things. One of the things that we did and we thought was a great idea, and we had fun with it. We were married 9 years already, and we got a hold of a book that was for premarital couples, and we actually started doing the lessons in the book, and it really enhanced our relationship. And there were things in there that we never talked about, ever. Like, we never thought to talk about, but by us exposing that to one another and sharing that and working through some of those things, it made our marriage better, and it made our marriage stronger.
Help me out.
The next one under preparation will be your relationship with God, because we truly believe you can't really understand the depth of what marriage entails until you have a functional relationship with God.
Yep. And that's 100% true. Spirituality really counts. I mean, really knowing God for real. Because if you go into a relationship, because the Bible says, 1 Timothy 4:1, that marriage is for believers who know the truth. And if you don't know God, you're going into it with no type of relationship, and you trying to make this thing work, you are going to bump heads.
Because for real, a lot of times things that should not be optional become optional. Things that should not even be put on the table are put on the table. But if you understand your relationship with God and his relationship with you, it'll give you a new level of peace and mercy and flexibility with your spouse, because to whom much is given, much is required. And to whom mercy is shown, we should be the first ones to show mercy. So that's going to be really important.
Yep. And let me give one quick clarity on there. Now, when we say relationship with God, that don't mean if you go to a good church and if that person out there at church I'm not talking about
It's
that.
not about church. It's about
not.
relationship.
It's relationship. And please just hear the clarity of that, because a lot of good people have missed out on other people who went to other churches. Say, oh, they don't go to my church. Or if they go to another church, please don't miss that, because God is speaking even through that too.
Yes, absolutely. The next thing in that preparation is clarification of expectation. There are a lot of assumptions. There are a lot of unspoken expectations that we've had of one another before marriage and even after marriage that we didn't think to talk about. And that's why preparation is so important. And those expectations can lead to a lot of disappointment. And we know that disappointment leads to hopelessness, and hopelessness leads to just a dissolution of the marriage that you just want to give up.
Right. So please, those hidden expectations, talk about them beforehand. Like, for an example, even for us, I assumed that I was going to have sex 7 days a week, 4 times a day. But she didn't realize that she's just thinking just being a regular happy wife. But we never talked about that. So my expectation, I got hurt after we got married. I'm like, what?
Poor
So,
baby.
yeah. So it's good to talk about that stuff.
And the last point we want to share is getting your life right first. Reevaluate yourself, especially those who are already married. Reevaluate your part in the condition of your marriage. Whether you have a good marriage, you want to really keep track of, what am I doing to make it a good marriage? Mm-hmm. If your marriage is on the rocks, what are you doing to contribute to your marriage being on the rocks? So those are the things we wanted to share with you today. Preparation is number one. 7 things that we want to evaluate when we talk about a good marriage and having a marriage that lasts. So the first step is preparation. Next week, we'll come to you with accountability and
so on and so on. Well, thank you so much. Be sure to keep in contact with us. Keep those questions coming. Hit us at songsofsolomonri.com.
or on Facebook at Songs of Solomon Relationship Institute.
Otherwise, we're about to have fun. God bless. Have an awesome, wonderful week. God bless. Peace.